everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the JRPG Report, episode 212. My name is James Fisher. I'll be your host for the day. It's been a while since we chatted. Some things have gone on. We really didn't have hardly anything to talk about last week. I wouldn't exactly say this is a big podcast either, even after being away for 2 weeks and an extra day. We had some stuff, a lot of things going on in my world. We'll chat a bit about that at the end of today's podcast. I teased it a little bit on our social media channel, so some people were inquiring how things went, so I will just save that for the end. But we need to start where if we'd have had this, it might have made a podcast. Let's put it that way. We've known for a while this was the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. There were obvious questions of, are they going to announce something at this? That is usually a pretty good opportunity to announce either a new title or a remake, remaster. Well, we don't need those for the Kingdom Hearts series. They've been out for every platform under the sun. A lot of people probably thought that after Kingdom Hearts 3, even if they tied the story up but then untied it, if you've played all the way through it, you probably thought that was the end of the Sora story arc. At least I did. Not so fast, my friend. Kingdom Hearts 4 is in early development, Square Enix announced, and they showed off a pretty incredible trailer starring, yes, Sora is back, although looking a bit different. Maybe got the Final Fantasy treatment. He looks a bit older. I wouldn't want to speculate as to how old he is. In the original games, you'd probably say he's early teenage at the oldest. He's at least a little bit older in this one, 16 to 18. Maybe but looking very Japanese. They went for more of the Unreal Engine realistic look to him. Is that a product of what world he is in? There's not a ton. Here are the first details via Square Enix. In the announcement trailer, Sora makes a triumphant return with an updated look at the beginning of an epic new storyline titled the Lost Master Arc. Beginning with Sora facing off in a boss battle against a giant enemy, certainly looks like a giant Heartless from the series. Players are introduced to the two Quadratum. I've been trying to figure out how to say this, and it's even pronounced in the trailer, but I can't quite get it. Quad, R-A-T-U-M. A large, expansive city set in a gorgeous, realistic-looking world, unlike anything seen before in Kingdom Hearts. Fans will be excited to see the return of Sora's well-known companions Dalton and Goofy, in addition to the first appearance of a character called Strelitzia, a mysterious new character who appears before Sora in this strange new setting, by no doubt. By this time, you've seen this new trailer. If you've not, head over to YouTube, head over to any... first you'll need to crawl out from underneath the rock that you've been living in, and check this out, as I'm sure it's been about everywhere. We are thrilled to celebrate the series' 20th anniversary with the announcement of not one, but two new Kingdom Hearts titles, said Kingdom Hearts brand manager Ichiro Hazama in a press release, the other being Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a few. We'd like to thank all the fans for their support over the years. We can't wait for them to experience all that has to come for Sora. This was interesting. Walt Disney Games director Neda God added, Sora is an original Disney video game hero like no other, beloved by our team and fans across the world. We've been honored to work with Tetsuya Nomura and his team for over 2 decades to introduce these original stories of courage, discovery, and friendship. This glimpse into Sora's next adventure is just the beginning. We can't wait to show more when the time is right. In addition to the announcement trailer, there were some screenshots that went along with it, and being the Kingdom Hearts Uber fan that he is, I said, hey, Dalton, why don't you let me know your thoughts on it? So let's turn it over to our good friend of the podcast, Dalton.
They can take your world. They can take your heart, cut you loose from all that you know. But if it's your fate, then every step forward will always be a step closer to home. Those are the opening words in Kingdom Hearts 3. Man, I know that there is a very big and divided fan base for Kingdom Hearts. I am on the side that I absolutely love this series. I have since I was a little kid, playing it up back on the PS2 in my formative years. I've played almost all of them. There's a couple in the Kingdom Hearts collection I still need to get to. But I really, really enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, truly, it's a beautiful game. I enjoyed the levels. I know people have their qualms with it, and I respectfully disagree, but that's okay because everybody has opinions. As long as you don't express your opinion in such a negative way as to just comment on somebody's post and be like, this game is terrible and you're terrible for liking it. If you're one of those people, kick a boulder. But I talk about all of this to say that I woke up this week and my heart fluttered when I saw the title of a news story. Kingdom Hearts 4 announced. I jumped up out of bed, ran to the bathroom, brushed my teeth really quickly, got ready for the day, came back into my room, and I sat down and I loaded up the trailer and I watched it. And it looks incredible graphically. Story-wise, I'm not really sure what's going on, and that's how I feel when I play most Kingdom Hearts games, so that's not exactly out of the ordinary. But just the look of it, man, and the hype that I feel now, like, is this going to be the end? Is this just another chapter in the saga? What is Kingdom Hearts 4 going to bring to the series? What worlds will there be? We saw some Disney characters in there at the end, which, by the way, I watched the Japanese trailer, and hearing Donald and Goofy speak in Japanese, tremendous. I completely recommend it to everyone. What Disney worlds are they going to bring in? What is there going to be the Final Fantasy crossover, or have they kind of moved past that? But since the last Kingdom Hearts, there's been a lot of Disney IPs that have come out, and there could be a Star Wars world. There could be a Marvel world. There's so many opportunities for them to make something really great. I'm really looking forward to it. The combat looks super smooth in the trailer. The graphics, it almost looked like Sora has been pulled into the real world, or maybe he's back home in the quote unquote real world, as opposed to the island that you start off on. I'm not really sure, but I can tell you that I am super duper excited, and I wanted to send this in to James because I know that he poo-poos on 3 just a little bit. And I wanted to be the other end of the spectrum. Like, I think this is going to be amazing when it finally comes out. I can't wait. As you know, I'm a PC player, so I hope it comes out on PC. But I'll be okay if PlayStation gets it first, because PlayStation is where my heart lies. And I don't know how James feels about the trailer. I haven't asked him, but I would like to know. So I will be listening, good sir, to hear your thoughts on what the trailer showed. And if you ever want to, have me on and have a little Kingdom Heart debate-a-rooney, I am all for it, my good sir. And shout out to all of you wonderful JRPG Report listeners. I always appreciate when James has me on or asks me to do a little thing like this to give my opinion on games that he knows that I have a love for and might be able to express that a little more than him. In any case, I'm sure I can speak for James in telling you guys thanks for listening. And just in case he ends the episode with this, and he might not, but if he does, get out there and level up.
Thanks a bunch, buddy. We appreciate your insights. I knew he would add his own unique spin to it and kind of get you a little more hyped up than you may not have already been. There was a bit of information that came out after the trailer a few days later. Kingdom Hearts series director Tetsuya Nomura talked with Famitsu magazine. He said that some of the gameplay systems will... he talked about some of the gameplay systems that will appear in Kingdom Hearts 4. includes the return of reaction commands from Kingdom Hearts 2. Nomura reveals that the reaction commands will be making a return due to fans wanting to see the mechanic make a reappearance after Kingdom Hearts 3. He also briefly spoke about the build option that showed up in the command bar. When asked about various gameplay systems in Kingdom Hearts 4, Nomura elaborated a bit on what the build command actually relates to. Here's what he had to say, quote, "The concept of that battle in the trailer is scrap and build, with the build command symbolizing it. I can't really tell you about it yet, but deconstruction and reconstruction will be key." That's pretty interesting. Didn't really go into that too much more. He mentions that the visuals for the reaction commands are a placeholder for the time being. This means it's potentially not what the mechanic will look like in the full release of the game, whenever that is. You look at the trailer and you see the battle system in motion. Most times we get these announcement trailers and there's no show, no gameplay show. Well, this is showing gameplay already. It shows a pretty expansive world. Now, Kingdom Hearts always has multiple worlds in it, so that's going to take some more time to develop. We are sitting here in 2022. Obviously, this looks like a PlayStation 5 or, Xbox Series X, whatever, current generation game. If I'm going to put a bet on it today, and you say, all right, James, you got $5. What year is it coming out? I'm going to say 2025. Now, maybe they surprise us and it comes out earlier, but I don't know. That just seems like a pretty good idea from announcement trailer. Square Enix, they like to put these announcement trailers a few years out of the actual product coming out, the inevitable delays, what have you. But it is certainly something that I didn't really expect. I thought we'd get something. I don't know if we were going to get a 4. I didn't think that Sora would necessarily be back, but it sounds like he is back, and maybe for a while. If they're calling this the Lost Master arc, that would tend to imply multiple releases, maybe another trilogy, going down rabbit holes that I don't know. Kingdom Hearts has been something I've not even come close to grasping what is going on. I enjoy the games. I kind of just get lost in them for their, going to Disney worlds and stuff like that. That's the other speculation that's already been put out there. In one of the screenshots, it shows kind of a forest level. So immediately fanboys were like, oh, that's the Forest of Endor. So they're going into Star Wars. If they're going for a more realistic look, maybe that is one of the places that they go. They are Disney franchises now. We could easily see them go into Star Wars or Marvel properties. I would be really excited about that personally. There's only a few Disney movies that I would like to see in there as well. Maybe they will be. But we'll have a lot more on this one, I am sure, in the days, months, and inevitably in the years to come before this one sees the light of day. So obviously Kingdom Hearts 4 was the big announcement from Square Enix this week. But you're like, hey, James, you said there were 2 games that came out. And I'm sure by this point you're like, oh, dude, it's not a mobile game, man. It's a mobile game. Square Enix has announced Kingdom Hearts Missing Link for iOS and Android devices. A closed beta is planned for 2022. And you're like, dude, have they not tried this already? And like the Dark Road game is closing. I'm guessing that's to make way for this one. Here are the first details. Kingdom Hearts Missing Link allows players to embark on adventures from the realm of Scala ad Calium into the real world. Players will be able to engage in exhilarating battles against the Heartless and discover a new original story. Yeah, you're probably going to need to play this one to understand what's going on. I would just guess that this is going to be some sort of placeholder to maybe bridge the gap in between 3 and 4, and Remind as well. Quote, we are thrilled to celebrate the 20th anniversary. Oh, we already said that. We don't need to read that one again. Additionally, they kind of announced that the final chapter for Kingdom Hearts Dark Road will launch in August 22 as a free update and transition into this one. Not a whole lot is known. There was an announcement, kind of trailer as a part of the anniversary thing. Then some screenshots. I mean, for a mobile game, it looks pretty darn good. If you were to put this right beside of, let's say, a PS2 game, it would look better than that even, because, man, smartphones today, they can do quite a bit. Let's see, there was a bit more about it shared later on. Tetsuya Nomura, he said they can use that there will be use of augmented reality in there, and revealed there will be character creation. Regarding the inclusion of Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, Nomura is still in the process of experimentation. He states that some terrain or environments may appear to be inspired by certain Disney worlds within the mobile game. Originally, certain parts of the map would be entirely covered in Disney motifs, but he felt this was a bit of overkill on the use of augmented reality. Nomura elaborated that players will be able to walk to any location. However, if players don't want to walk to a location, they can just use in-game currency or points to teleport there immediately. Nomura does mention that players can avoid spending the currency by walking to the location. Well, get you up and moving, apparently. Or you can just be like me and cheat and just hop in your car and go drive there. Nomura also touched upon the main character in Missing Link. He revealed that players will assume that role and be able to create their own character through character creation. Here's what he had to say. The main character is the player. They will be able to create their own avatar similar to Kingdom Hearts Unchained X. No new information was revealed beyond that. So, yeah, maybe there's some more announcements, but this seems to have been the big thing coming out of the 20th anniversary. Maybe some more things are coming, but how you feeling about this? Were you kind of done with the series after part 3? I know I feel like that kind of concluded things. This game has kind of served to get me more excited about it. Like I mentioned, if they were to include some of their newer IPs like Star Wars or Marvel, that would really get me more interested. I gotta be honest. If it was purely Disney, well, that's really fun. It feels kind of kiddish. This one appears to be more mature looking Sora, a little bit older. Maybe that tends to pave the way into perhaps more mature worlds. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, we got a while till Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out. We'll get the mobile game before that, I would guess, towards the end of the year. On to other news. Bandai Namco announced that Scarlet Nexus has reached 2 million players worldwide and had approximately 1 million units in sales. That comes from across all available platforms, includes digital and physical copies of the game. If they can claim to have reached 2 million players worldwide thanks to Xbox Game Pass downloads. So that's a pretty cool number. I'd say it's been a success. I would be kind of surprised if this wasn't a new IP for Bandai Namco, and that we're probably hearing rumors of a sequel coming out fairly soon. Capcom has released a new gameplay video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, showing the Citadel area and a hunt against the fanged beast Gargulum. The game is due out for Switch and PC via Steam on June the 30th. You can check out that new trailer and both the gameplay and the tour of the Citadel, and follow our social media links on either Facebook or Twitter if you're so inclined. If you are a huge not Kingdom Hearts fan, if you are a huge Tales of Arise fan, and you're like me, that your favorite player to play with in the game was Rinwell, maybe you want to forever cement the awesomeness of the mage. You can do that by picking up the action figure. Pre-orders will open up on June the 14th at Kotobukiya's online shop. There's a link. So if you follow the social media posts that I put on Facebook and Twitter, you can then get a link to the Japanese store. I'd assume that they'll be fine with international orders. Maybe we see this come out via Good Smile as well. It's going to set you back about $131, but it will ship sometime in October. It also comes with a little hoodle that you can either place on top of Renwell's head or kind of in her back cloak like it does in the game. Pop on its cute little head up there. It comes with a base. It's around 8 inches tall, and the base is really nice. It's kind of a cobblestone detail. Very good looking action figure. A little pricey, but honestly, it's probably about right. Yeah, I reckon like everything else, everything's costs a little more than it used to. So of course, that's going to be non-necessities like action figures as well. Nico Works will release the turn-based RPG Light Fairy Tale Episode 1 for the Switch in the Nintendo eShop on April the 28th for $9.99. If you want to pre-order it now, you can save yourself $1. It'll be $8.99. The game is already available for Steam and Humble. It came out about 3 years ago. Came to consoles via Xbox One and PlayStation in November of 2019. There is even a physical edition of the PlayStation 4 version via available Red Art Games. Part 2 is out as well, and I'm assuming that if this one does well on the Switch, it will also make its way Part 2. Kind of a shorter JRPG inspired game. I think about 3 hours is all you can probably get out of this one. So that's kind of why you're getting that budget price as well. We got a release date for Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. Remember, that is the 2D action RPG prequel to Eiyuden 100 Heroes, which comes out next year, which really would like to see something more from that game. So hype level, so much. But this game is coming out for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam's Epic Game Store and GOG. So coming out for everything on May the 10th. It's going to cost you $14.99. Publisher 505 Games and developers Rabbit and Bear Studios announced it will also be available via Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. So that's pretty cool. My mouse is, oh, there it goes. This one I've kind of hated on a little bit. If this game was standalone, I don't know if I'd like it more or not, but it's not what I want. So there's probably absolutely nothing wrong with this game. It's said to be a prequel to the game that I want. I just can't really get too much behind it. But if you're excited for it, hey, you don't have to wait very long for it. I'll stop hating on it. It'll be out on May the 10th for every system under the sun for just $14.99. Not sure if this one is coming to the West or not, but Line Corporation, in cooperation with Koei Tecmo, has announced Line Monster Rancher, a new game in the Monster Rancher series due out for iOS and Android devices sometime this year in Japan. Let's see, they say Monster Breeding of the Past returns, train and strengthen various unique monsters as a new breeder, then aim for victory in tournaments. Pamper your monsters too much, and they may fall behind in training. Push them too hard, and they may run away. As a breeder, enjoy breeding monsters in your own way while understanding their aptitude and condition. Your favorite monsters reborn in the latest graphics. Train and battle monsters from Monster Hunter Rancher 1 and 2, reborn in the latest graphics. New monsters unique to the Line Monster Rancher will also appear. There's new unique features. Various new features have been added, such as the ability to send your monsters you breed on expeditions to various locations, as well as form teams of multiple monsters to compete in ranked breeder battles. Looks pretty cool. There was an announcement trailer to go along with it as well. You can check that out via our social media channels. Don't know if it's coming west or not. I'd say there's a pretty decent chance. You know, it's mobile, so there's always a good possibility of that. And if it does, we'll keep you posted. If you are excited about the probably the next Legend of Heroes game you're going to be playing, the English version of Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, you can vote on the reverse art cover now, which one you would like to have. NS opened voting back on NS America opened up voting back on April the 11th. Players can head to the official site, which you can get via our social channels. There are 3 ones to choose from. Not sure which one I like the best. They're all pretty cool in their own aspect. Probably number two. Yeah, it's showing the PS4 deluxe version of it. Looks pretty awesome. Can't wait to finally dive into this game. No price has been stated yet for the standard edition. I don't think so. No, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that. I'm not sure how long you had to vote on it, but the game itself is coming out on September the 27th. So you're probably, oh, never mind. You know what? Don't listen to anything I just said for the past few minutes. They only kept the poll open for 4 days. That's it's not a lot of time. So yeah, it is already done. Sorry to say. So hopefully you liked whatever reverse cover that people picked out for you guys to enjoy. Speaking of NIS, they have listed the Printing Presents NIS Classic Volume 3 Limited Edition is available for pre-order through the North America or European storefronts. It will cost about $99.99. This limited edition will include a compendium hardcover art book, an anthology soundtrack, an acrylic stand, and collector's coin for both Opus Cell, Ragnarok, and Rhapsody: A Musical Adventure, as well as the collector's box. Not sure what this goes for normally. I think it's $39.99. So this is a good chunk more, but you're certainly getting quite a lot as well. If you're interested in pre-ordering this, you can check those links, of course, via the social media channels. We talked a few weeks or month ago, I'm not sure how long it's been, but East Asia Soft announced that 7 Parts H English version now has a release date. The people will be able to get it outside Japan on May the 12th of this year. This also won't only apply to digital copies. Physical copies will also ship out on that day. To go along with the launch, there will be an eShop discount. It's going to go for $40. They're going to have it on sale until June the 2nd for $33.99. Of course, there was a trailer to go along with this. This game is mature, so you'll have to prove that you're of age to watch this on YouTube. It's an interesting looking game. I don't know if it's right up my alley or not, but it's good to always have a release date for these games and know when they're finally going to be making their way to our shores. Got 3 more stories to pass along to you guys this week on episode 212. Made in Abyss Binary Star Falling into Darkness will launch for PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC via Steam this fall. Publisher Spike, Chunsoft, and developer Chime Corporation announced the game will be available in both Standard and Collector's Edition. The Collector's Edition will include a cave raiding notebook containing pictures and information about primeval creatures, relics, whistles, and space to jot down your own notes, as well as a 24 by 36 inch cloth poster featuring exclusive artwork. Here is an overview of the game. Made in Abyss, Binary Star Falling into Darkness is a 3D action RPG in which players themselves descend into the world of the Abyss and grow through their experience in its depths. In addition to a story mode in which players can relive the story of the anime while learning the basic system and how to progress in the game. There's also an original story supervised by series author Akihito Takushi. Many characters from Made in Abyss appear, and event scenes are fully voiced by the cast of the anime. Fans will be sure to enjoy the dark fantasy that remains true to the unique flavor of the original work. Looks like a pretty cool game. There was another trailer to go, or maybe this is another one to go along with this announcement. It looks to be really faithful to the anime and could be a fun little game. I'm not a huge fan. I know this is the way they were drawn in the anime, so it's really not fair to dislike it based on that, but I'm not a huge fan of the character models. You guys have heard me express I don't like chibi, and this is a bit too close to kind of that, that squash down, or, obviously they look like they're kids, but I don't know. Just not a huge fan of that work, but a lot of people do like it, and it looks like it could be a pretty cool little game. So we'll wait and see when it does get an actual release date in the fall. We'll pass that along to you guys. This game's already available for Switch and PS4, but publisher HappyNet and developer Matrix Software will release Brigadine: The Legend of Renunzier for PC via Steam on May the 11th. Going to go for $40. It will be available at launch week discount of 15% off of that price. Came out a couple years ago, 2020, for consoles. And now it's going to make its way to the PC. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been enjoying the Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers edition. Well, you thought, let's say, I really hope that leads to them making a current version of Chrono Trigger for us, possibly even looking to the future of the series. Well, Square Enix had this to say, quote, "There are no plans for a sequel or new title now, but no one knows what the future holds." Well, actually, somebody does know what the future holds, and that's you, Square Enix, since you make the games. I mean, we're going on, it's getting close to 30 years since Trigger, 20 years since Cross. You have to assume that unless this game just blows everything out of the water sales wise, and they sell a couple million copies, then Square's gonna be like, we've got to make some sort of next game in the series. But doesn't sound like the best quote ever. Obviously, they kind of left the door just barely open in case they want to revisit. Don't ask me why they wouldn't want to revisit it. Unless they just don't want to face the backlash of making a bad game, which don't make a bad game. But yeah, if you were holding out hope that they would, that this remake of this game or remaster was a potential into more games in this series, it doesn't at least appear that way based off this quote. But there's always hope. Personally, I kind of feel like maybe they shouldn't. Maybe some things are best left unsaid, or games left unmade, because there's obviously no way it can hold, be better than Trigger or better than Cross in some people's opinions. So it's kind of like, why even bother with it? Because you're not going to live up to expectations. But I just thought to pass that along to you guys. That's all the stories that I have for this week. Like I said, since we took 2 weeks off, you would have probably hoped for a few more stories, but that's all I got. I searched. I didn't really see much of anything. So if you've been holding on this long for my teaser at the beginning, here we go. I said yesterday that I had a big meeting, and that potentially, if things go well, could be a big move for, not physically move, but for myself and my family. So let's actually go back to Thursday. I had a job interview with a company that I actually interviewed with before, didn't get the position that I had interviewed for. They actually brought me back a few weeks later and said, we've got a new position opening up. It's kind of building on this previous one. They have so much work that they can't really handle it all. We see your skill set and think you'd be a good match for that. So I really didn't have an interview for the job. I kind of just went in and talked with the guy. Immediately, we kind of hit it off. It seems to be a really great company. I've been with my current company and job going on 11 years, and while there are certainly some big advantages to it, there also is no potential for any more growth. There's actually potential for disaster if the company were to go under. So I had that interview. The next day I had a meeting with my current employers, and actually ended up putting in my 2-week notice that I'm going to be moving on. I accepted this new position. It's going to be a significant pay raise. It's going to allow us a little more freedom, benefits, all the good stuff that you don't care about as much when you're 20 years old, or when I took this job when I was 30, it didn't matter as much. They matter a lot now. And that security matters quite a bit. So I'll be starting that actually in May, first week of May. Very excited for it. really want to thank all you guys for passing on your well wishes and hoping that the meeting went well. It did. Things went quite well. One of the, I don't know if I call it consequences, but certainly one of the byproducts of this new job is going to be Monday through Friday schedule. Once I leave there, I'm done. No more kind of the all the time on the clock type of deals that I was dealing with before. But I will not have the luxury of the free time that my previous job afforded me. That being said, and I don't know if you guys are going to be happy or not to hear this, but it does mean that I'm not going to be able to do this podcast anymore. We started this in 2016. We've had a weekly podcast for a while now. I took a little break, came back to it. All told, it's been over 250 episodes, and I've enjoyed them quite a bit. That doesn't mean it's ending. I've had talks for a while. I thought this might happen. I was hopeful that the job would happen, let's put it that way. And I knew if I got a new job, I could not do this anymore. You heard his voice at the beginning of the podcast, and our good friend Dalton has agreed to take this podcast over. He's going to be, I don't know what his schedule is going to be. If he can keep up every week, that's great. If he can't, that's on him. I'm not his boss. I'm handing it off to him with the stipulation that he keeps it clean and family friendly. He has agreed to that. But it's going to be his baby as well. So there may be some changes. And I would encourage you to support him. We're going to turn over the socials and all that type of deal, email. So you'll still be able to get in touch with him and voice what you'd like to see. Or, maybe there are changes you'd like to see to the podcast that I haven't done over the years. That's fine too. Lay it on him. I can't promise you that you'll hear my voice again on a week-to-week basis. I'm going to be training and showing him everything that I do in order to put this together. I'm going to be pretty busy, so this might be the last one. If I've got a few stories to put together between now and then, and I want to do another one, I may, but this very well could be the last weekly time that you hear me, and he'll pick it up rolling whenever he gets a chance. I did have to promise I would come back and do a couple Sunday shows with him, so not going to be the last time that you hear my voice by any stretch. If this is the last time, then I want to personally thank each and every one of you for being there. I've developed friendships with many of you that I cherish and will continue. We can be friends on Facebook. It's okay. We can keep up. That way it's a good means of communication. But from day one, you guys have welcomed me into your homes and onto your phones and let me ramble about our JRPGs, and I really appreciate that. Some of you have even contributed money, which I know things are tight, and to give a couple bucks to a stranger to put words in your ear, I really appreciate that. And that made it a joy to do each and every week. And I don't want to keep on saying goodbye, so we'll keep it there. Yeah, it's been an honor and a privilege to talk to you guys each and every week, and I really and truly am humbled by everything that you've given me in return for me giving you a weekly podcast about video games. It's been my pleasure. So until next time, get back out there and level up.